When we're aiming to improve our lives and we want to be the very best version of ourselves, I think that it's really important to remember that we're okay as we are and just to take life as it comes, just one step at a time. And if we want to improve something, it's thinking about what's the one thing that I could do a tiny bit of. It doesn't need to be massive steps. In fact, tiny, tiny little steps, just constantly. Just tiny, tiny steps, but don't push yourself, don't rush yourself. You know, if you take a tiny step forward today and then the next time you take a tiny step forward, it's in 3 weeks' time, that's a step forward. And give yourself a little bit of praise and give yourself a little bit of a pat on the back that you've done something, because every tiny step forward makes a difference. So think about, what can I do rather than what I can't do? What might be possible? What might I be able to do today? What will I commit myself to? What am I thinking about? Am I thinking about my cans or my can'ts? Am I thinking about how much I'm loving this, that and the other, or are we thinking about fearful things? Maybe we can just direct our attention to things that make us feel happy. Just take a moment just to almost like settle in. And I mean by settle in, sometimes we can be so much in our heads that we're not actually in and present and breathing and enjoying life and actually connecting with the things that make us feel good. Or maybe we can't even think of things that make us feel good. So look around, what can you see? Maybe you can see the roses and things in this video, and whatever it is that you see, celebrate it and say how grateful you are for that, because it's about the tiny steps. It's about just taking a pause and getting away from that mental clutter and just accepting that this is okay. And sometimes it's from this to better rather than from this to best. So let's say hello to ourselves and remind ourselves that we're doing okay. It might not be everything that we want it to be. Maybe it's just about doing the things that we're appreciating doing and celebrating that. And today, I've been out to a marvellous thing. I've been to a ukulele concert. It was fabulous. And I was there with some lovely friends and celebrating. This is a community effort. They raise money for charity. And it was just fabulous. But 2 years ago, when I was bedbound, I couldn't possibly have imagined I'd be able to be out doing that sort of thing. And for me, it has been. Really, honestly, truly, it has been about tiny little incremental things that I can do to just change things around in my life and celebrating the good stuff. So if we're trying to be the best version of ourselves, we can say the simplest things like, I am enough. This is enough. And I'm getting there. And I'm grateful for the life that I've got now, and I'm doing things to change my life, and I'm actively involved in my life. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to go to different places like, TikTok and YouTube and all of these places where I can get inspiration and help and advice and support. So let's join together and let's celebrate. And think about, what are you doing? Just put it in the comments, what are you doing to support yourself now? And what can we all do as a community? And nobody's perfect. Absolutely nobody is perfect. And yet we are perfect all at the same time. So lots of love from Sue. Sue Ricks. Bye.